Oh, hey Leo. Welcome to your monthly reading. I'm your cosmic auntie, the interstellar storyteller, and yeah, this is going to be for Leo energy. So you could be a Leo sun, your moon could be in Leo, or you're a Leo rising, or a combination of all those three. You could have a unique Leo placement that you're exploring, or a transit or an aspect, or maybe you're just here because it came across your page somehow. Welcome to this space. I'm so happy to have you. I am recording this for October, but it could resonate at any time and find you at any time. So whenever it does find you, I hope you're as well as you can be, okay? I'm like I said, just really happy you're here, really honored that you're here. I always enjoy chatting with you, Leo. I always learn so much from each and every one of these readings, but I just love the warm-hearted energy that comes through your archetype, and I look forward to seeing what this energetic chat has in store for us. Okay, I hope that it's helpful in some way. When a message resonates, you'll know. When it doesn't, you'll also know. Tune into yourself. These are designed to be kind of like a tasting plate of energy, okay? Take what you want, leave the rest. All right, so I'm gonna start with, I almost forgot every single reading, but to introduce my tools, because that is so essential and they deserve the respect because they are magical tools and they help prompt the conversation, right? So the tarot deck that I'm gonna be using is called the Deviant Moon Tarot. It's like such a impactful deck. It's kind of, here I'll show you the box, steampunky and spooky, and honestly the visuals are like just absolutely amazing and also like somewhat uncomfortable, and I hope that you enjoy. They bring a lot of magic into the readings. So then I'm going to be using Old Trusty Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So we'll do that one at the end. So let's just jump right in, Leo. The image that I got for you is beautiful. As I was tuning the cards, holding space for this reading, the image that I received for you was a beautiful rainbow just pouring into a pot of gold. And it had this like sound to it, like the sparkle sound, like in like the Barbie movies or like My Little Pony, those like transformation sounds, like the little sparkles or the chimes. And it just was, and it was kind of like sparkling. There was sparkles around it, and the rainbow was pouring into this pot of gold, and it was full of gold. Now I feel like we've talked about a certain image, an image like that. I'll have to go back into the readings. It was a few months ago, but it was like a pot of gold only. So now there's a rainbow dipping into it, so it feels beautiful. So let's lean into it, Leo. This rainbow, what's going on? What can we chat about with that? The Magician. Of course. Of course. The Magician teaches us that we have the tools at our fingertips to create in this world, and that we are the conduit of energy between like the universe and Earth. This conduit, we are power forces. Does that make sense? Yeah, like conduits. And so there's a channeling of energy that happens with the Magician, tapping into that power, that source power, and creating. And when we tap into source power, these are ideas, desires, when it comes to the things that we're inspired by, inspiration, a calling, creating, just anything. And creating is just infinite. You could be, you know, creating a staircase. You could be creating an art piece, you know, a reno, a path through the woods. You could be creating a song, music, lyrics to a song, a poem. Like literally the possibilities are infinite. And so the way that we create is unique to us, right, Leo? And the magician teaches us that we create, you know, through the heart, through the solar plexus, and, you know, use this inspiration, this cosmic force to make actions in the world to do that thing. I'm going to show you the card because they're very, very cool. And so the magician comes with the as above, so below concept, right? We are life experiencing itself. We're a reflection of life. And the way that each and every one of us lives our life is unique to us within a commonality of being alive, right? Which is just such a remarkable concept. It's magical. And it's like this feeling of really connecting to the personal magic. Sorry, my cat is... Kitty girl? Sorry, Leo. But how appropriate. Okay, where was I? The magician, I was talking about tapping into personal power, personal inspiration, unique perspective, taking action on these inspirations, these perspectives. It's so funny because I feel like my cat like really knows when I'm doing Leo videos and like shows up and does interesting things. She's like having a moment. And like maybe there's a moment to be had. Of course there is. Of course there's a moment to be had. And maybe this is what we're talking about at this time. Really connecting and really tapping into that personal power, that force, that creative force. And like seeing the manifestations of that, like that was, the rainbow was pouring into a pot of gold. And so that gives me this like sensation. Just a sec. Just don't scratch up my furniture. I'm so sorry. Okay, so then the cards that came out now are the Devil and the Page of Swords, and it's really interesting. I'm just going to tap into this. I feel like there's this awareness of outgrowing a certain mold. And when that is occurring, the past versions can kind of try and bring us back, right, Leo? Like bring us back to this place. And when it comes to the devil, like the devil invites us into the places that are challenging, you know, any kind of place where, you know, we feel held back or we feel controlled, or have felt controlled. These are places where we experience self-limiting beliefs, doubts, imposter syndrome, okay? These are things where the devil brings in these frequencies of like fear, and kind of anything that, any kind of like bad, like not even bad, I don't even like using that language, but coping mechanisms that are or were unhealthy. And, you know, the devil tries to bring us back into those places of powerlessness. But with this Page of Swords, and I'll show you the images in just a second because I really need to take them in. But with this Page of Swords is this truth, this resonance of truth emerging, this like ability to turn around and kind of swipe that sword, and have this, like you'll see in a second, laser vision into these places that are, you know, trying to pull back into powerlessness. So if you're resonating with this, I sense that there's this real focus. There's an eye on those places to keep them in check, because, you know, they're part of us. As we grow and we change and we experience life, there's challenging parts of life, and that's where the devil can create like these kind of chains. And the invitation of the devil is to follow those tethers with love, and, you know, and severing those ties, or integrating the truth that you find there, or releasing any kind of energy that needs to be released. And just, there's this beauty here. So I'll show you. So there's the Page of Swords. This is where I'm getting this like laser vision energy, this left eye, I guess it would be left eye being like firmly kind of kept on that devil energy. So these are the places that as we grow, as we create, as we have the audacity to, you know, tune into the personal power, right, Leo, and create from the heart and trust in our ability to just like at least give it a go. That's the fun about creating. But with this rainbow into the pot of gold, there's something really solid I'm sensing that has been created, and there's something that's really like this delicious like desire, like wow, like it's gorgeous, it feels abundant, it feels magical, it feels like wow, like it's happening. And as it's happening, these little parts of the psyche like trying to wiggle up, but there is an intuitive eye, like that left eye focused on those areas to say, hey, yeah, I see you, and I, you know, want to give you the attention that is needed, because these places need attention. There's this invitation to transmute that really actually contributes to the depth of each and every one of us personal power as we show up for these places and put the spotlight on them, shed light on them. And you know, kind of like the spooks of the dark, like the more you bring your awareness, the more we bring our awareness to these things, these places, the less power they have. And this is the energy I'm sensing right now. While this creative process is really like flowing, and I sense that there's this like receiving as well, you know. And like Leo, we've been talking about Queen of Wands. There you are at the bottom of the deck. We have been talking about this, you know, legacy concept. We've been talking about like stepping into this like kind of sense of this purpose, this creative force, this like, yeah, this energy. And with this rainbow and the pot of gold, like I hope that this is, oh, we got the World. So yeah, there's things like ending and beginning. And they're in like the middle of that. I sense that there's this like awareness of the magician power, right? The deep personal power, the connection to source, and the, you know, unique perspective you have as an individual within this collective, and the desires that you want to create, and the, you know, art that you want to create, the projects, the relationships, the feeling in your body, like all of this, right? The magician has every element at their fingertips. They know how to, yeah, wield their power. And I sense that there's a deepening comfort with wielding your power and creating from the heart and seeing it kind of feed back to you. Because with a rainbow to a pot of gold, like there's like really like that is just such a positive image. And I sense, yeah, there's things ending, like, and as they end, it's almost like there's this instant replay that happens of the chapters past, and usually they are the uncomfortable parts of the chapters past, because when you have the audacity to, you know, step into the new and expand and like know that is in your birthright to live your life, to flow through your life, to create in your reality, and to also be aware of the challenges of life and have this space for them. Like I sense that there's just, you're powerful people, if you know, you're powerful people. So I'm just gonna put this here. The world is, I just saw like, yeah, oftentimes I see an open road and a horizon, like with the horizon in the background, where there's just like this, you know, potential. There's just this freedom, you know, that comes with it. And I sense that there's things that you're creating that give that sense of freedom. There's a potential. There's such a growth potential in this energy, Leo. Such an abundance and a success and a dream, really, like a dream into a reality kind of vibe. And also being really like aware of the triggers and holding space for them without them taking over and thwarting this process. You know, there's a lot that's being put, you know, to rest, and there's this, yeah, this is really cool too, like the way that they look at each other. So the world, you know, like there's things coming to, there's things that have ended, you know, there's things that you've started that I feel like are really taking off and are like assisting in this open road, this, you know, expanding chapter here. I've been looking at the magician here, and these are things that I sense like, you know, co-creation with life experiencing itself, right, Leo? We are all life experiencing itself. And so there's just a deep awareness, I sense, of this, and the ability to create, or, you know, try anything that you really want, you know, as long as it's not the detriment of other people or to yourself. Like, and I don't sense that at all, but you know, like these are the kind of things that this energy can kind of like try and create illusions around, like especially with imposter syndrome, like, you know, like, you know, who do you think you are to do this? Well, keep, you know, your left eye, keep that intuition, keep that wisdom on those places, you know, to halt them, for one, and to, you know, yeah, keep taking the power away from them, because there's this whole expanse, and whatever it is that you're doing, there's this growth, there's this, you know, success, and there's this magic, Leo. Like I sense like it had that, I keep hearing that sparkling sound. Page of Cups. It's inspiring, whatever it is. There's this curiosity, there's this inspiration, there's this like leading, like there's this love, there's this nurturing, like I sense that there's, with the Page of Cups, there's a tender voice that it often invites us to have with ourselves and with the things that are being created. This sense of curiosity, this sense of like wonderment. Life can be full of wonderment. Yes, and you've worked hard. You've worked hard and there's results. It's exciting. Yeah, there's like a lot of hard work here, Leo, when it comes to bringing about this creative power, this project, this sensation, whatever it is, this connection with the magician energy, right? This conduit of power, that this power to create, and you know, the reality that you are experiencing now. Life is wild. We cannot control everything that happens in life. Absolutely not. It is raw, it is intense, it's sometimes harsh, but it's also beautiful and joyful and warm. And finding that balance and finding that center in all of it is hard work, and I really sense that here in your energy. I sense too, like with the other cards that came out, and at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. This has come from like this insight into, you know, the changes in the environment that really were like that you wanted to make, right? The Eight of Wands is insights, it is new ideas, it is pivots. So this is something I sense is kind of come out of a place of like, I heard the word disenchantment with some of the things that were being experienced in your environment. The Five of Pentacles brings like, yeah, changes in your job, changes in your home, anything that's in like the material world. It can create, yeah, it's kind of a chaotic change that I sense through that. And sometimes again, a disenchantment, like there may have been, because again, there may have been the World card, there may have been things that, you know, weren't working in the way that you wanted them to work, or they weren't providing things that the things that were needed, or there was an outgrowing of a certain kind of position or community or any kind of thing, and the insights that came with that, like there's things that were chopped down, and the space there was used to create whatever it is that you are creating at this time, if you resonate with this. Now, like, keep going at your own pace, tapping into that personal power, because like, yeah, I sense that there's just such a beautiful growth here. So yeah, this new chapter, this space that has been worked for, rebalanced, and all the things that we've been chatting about, came out of a desire to change in some way, or life changed in a way that, you know, needed to be responded to. And as it responded to, it was almost like I heard, dare I dare. Because Leo, you are bold, you know, you are bold and beautiful and super creative, right? Fire is action, fire is insight, fire is passion. And so like, there's this sense of like being kind of down and out, and in that space, being down and out, like thinking, if this can be so hard, it can also be so good. And creating from the heart whatever it is that, you know, incites that passion. And now I sense that there's this like, yeah, feedback that, right, the pot of gold is assisting in like really like setting in the grooves of this new chapter. There's something that there just seems like there's something working, and it's exciting. Like, it's exciting that you're like, oh my gosh, this is working. This is working. Yes. Three of Pentacles. There's this connection with mind, body, and spirit, and through that, like that energy, there's people, places, and things that complement whatever it is that you're experiencing, doing, creating, feeling. You know, the people that are doing their thing, you know, but there's a like mind. They're like doing their thing, living in their truth, experiencing and like filling out their natural authenticity, and that's inspiring to you, and you're inspiring to them. And there's this like reciprocity I'm sensing, Leo. And you know, I sense too, like this is people being there for whatever it is you're creating, whatever business you're creating, interacting with whatever art form that you've put out in the world. Maybe, yeah, really remarking on that staircase, or whatever it is that you're doing out there that is like connecting you to your personal power and your connection with life force, the connection to the universe, you know, source, love, whatever it is. And there can be a myriad of things. I just really sense that there's a connection with that, a deeper connection with that, and like a wielding of that in this new juicy way that is like really connecting and building confidence. And yeah, this reciprocity, like, you know, people showing up for that thing, wanting that thing that you're creating, you know, like that and helping this thing grow, whatever it is. Super cool, super cool. You see how they're all working on each other? And like this is mind, body, and spirit too. Like there's a sense of connection with self. I'm really sensing in your energy. And yeah, the people and places and things that resonate with what you're doing, what you're building, what you're putting out in the world, showing up and assisting in that reciprocity and that growth and that abundance and like that, like rainbow into the pot of gold, baby. Yes. And we have like, oh my gosh, I put the Justice on the bottom of the deck. I forgot that came out. And then we have another one of your energies at the bottom of the deck with the Page of Wands. So I sense that there is a freshness in the energy. We've got, you know, a couple pages here. There's a freshness. There's a growth potential here. The pages are kind of student-like energy. They are budding. They are learning. So with the Page of Wands, on those stilts there, they're really like learning about their capacity, their action, their agility, their drive, their focus, their inspiration. This is like another card you lend your energy to, being curious about the creative process. You know, the Page of Wands, when they fall off those stilts, like they will try again, and also they have a keen, innovative energy to thinking up new ways of doing things that, you know, make sense to them, work better for them. They also like trust in their ability to like pivot and find new ways to do things, even when they fall off the stilts or there's a block in the path or anything like that. They're going to singe that away. They're going to be curious about that and use that element. The pages are ambassadors of and messengers of the magician. They are going out and learning everything they can about their element. So you have a Page of Swords, which is the intellect, the cerebral energy, your words, your expressions, your ideas, your breath, you know, and that Page of Swords is very much becoming stronger in like seeking out that like devil energy, anything that's trying to hold you back, and I should go like this, shedding light on that. And the page is like really about the action that's being taken. So being very curious about the action and the creative process. So again, there's a freshness and there's a growth. There's a huge growth potential I'm sensing in your energy, and it's just beautiful. I hope that this has been encouraging in some way. Let's do an oracle card. What's coming up for Leo? That is too many. Leo. Oh, again, they just want to come out in big chunks. I just feel like there's just so many messages here, Leo. Like there's just so many encouraging things. I just heard like a round of applause. So yeah, like whatever it is you're working on, congratulations. And the recognition that you're getting for it, the clients, the admiration, the inspiration, the people, places, and things that resonate with what you're doing, like you deserve it all. Okay, we've got 5, karmic clearing. Sorry, yeah, there's chapters that have just come to an end, and there is solid things opening up and with such beautiful potential. And also with like, I'll just read this little write-up and let it speak for itself, okay? Because they're just really beautiful. Okay, karmic clearing. You are fast outgrowing a level of consciousness to which are attached particular wounds, issues, and struggles. I wish I could make this up. Like, thank you, Spirit. What a beautiful, beautiful way to conclude this reading. As you outgrow that consciousness, these issues will release their grip on you. Yes, Leo. You are receiving divine notice that karmic clearing is taking place through a combination of your own efforts and spiritual grace from the heart of the divine. That co-creation. Yes, Leo. It is time for an old wound to be released once and for all. Wow. I encourage you to listen to that again if that really hits, because that is a really powerful and profound message. Because yeah, there are things that have been outgrown. There's this fresh perspective and strength and truth in regards to confronting those places that are trying to bring you back to those. No. Keep doing what you're doing. Co-creating. As you outgrow that consciousness, these issues will release their grip on you. My cat is going wild. You are receiving divine notice that karmic clearing is taking place through a combination of your own efforts and spiritual grace from the heart of the divine. It is time for an old wound to be released once and for all. Beautiful, Leo. I hope that this was of service to you in some way. Keep doing your thing, shining your light, making moves from the heart space, creating from the heart, stepping deeper into your authenticity. Because whatever it is you're doing is working. So, I love you. I'll see you next month, okay?